Welcome to Arizona Barrio Stories and Latino USA TV. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for being a part of this unique platform. Thank you for inviting others to join us also. Before we get started, we have a quick message from attorney Francisco Gutierrez.
This segment brought to you by Gutierrez Law Firm.
Hola, mi gente. I'm attorney Francisco Gutierrez and a proud sponsor of Arizona Barrio Stories. I grew up in the Anat Barrio, and I've been practicing law now since 1984. Experience really does matter. If you've been injured by someone, call me. Let's talk.
Welcome back. Once again, thank you. Thank you for your posts. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for being you. We always have special guests. Today, no doubt, we have another special guest. Thank you for being a part of our show today. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much for having me, Irma. My name is Jennifer Hernandez-Sama. I am the Justice of the Peace for the Centro Justice Court, which is formerly Downtown Justice Court.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Let's begin your journey by telling a little bit about yourself when you were younger. How many siblings do you have? Who are your parents? And what grammar school and high school did you attend?
I am the youngest of three. My oldest sister, Julie, and then my brother, Jimmie Jr. My parents, Jimmie and Jenny Hernandez, who attended Phoenix Union High School down the street. My dad grew up in Eastlake Park, went to Immaculate Heart. My dad was also the Justice of the Peace of the same court for 7 years. I attended kindergarten. I went to Mitchell. First grade, St. Vincent de Paul. Second through sixth, I attended Harris, and then Borman Junior High, and I went on to Maryville to become a Panther.
We don't have very many Panthers on this show, so thank you for mentioning that. When you were in high school, what were you starting to think about as you were maybe a junior or a senior? What aspirations did you start to wonder about? And not only that, were you involved in any outside activities?
Yes, so it wasn't high school, it was actually kindergarten. My inspiration was my kindergarten teacher, Miss Chavez, from Mitchell Elementary. Something about her just made me want to help people and help children. From that day on through high school, that's what I wanted to be. And then my really close cousin, we were same age, Brandon, he got brain cancer, and he passed away. He actually made it. He graduated from high school. It did pass away, unfortunately, and that just totally changed my perspective on who I wanted to be and how I wanted to help people. I always knew I wanted to help people, but going through that traumatic experience, I wanted to go to medical school. I wanted to be a radiologist. So then that changed. Outside activities, I danced from when I was 4 till 12, 13. I did tap, jazz, and ballet. And the dance studio, I believe it was like off of 35th Avenue in Grand by Price Club. And then in high school, my friends and I, we would go to an after-school program at Desert West on 67th and in Canto, and we started a dance group, and we had a hip-hop dance group. And so we did perform at a lot of different talent shows. We did a lot of MLK, Juneteenth holiday, different things around the city.
So you were used to being out in the public. You were used to being on stage and communicating with people. Okay, along your journey, somehow, high school, college. Tell us a little bit brief, what was that like? What were you thinking about during that time period?
When I was in high school, and as I was stating that I did want to go to medical school, I knew for sure I always wanted to go to a university. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with any type of education if you want to go to a community college, but no, my brother nor my sister did, and I just knew growing up that that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go to university. And I went to my counselor, and she advised me, and we hear this story over and over again. She advised me to go to the community college like the rest of my friends. And I couldn't understand, I couldn't wrap my head around that because I was a good student. I was on the Palm line as well. So I went home and told my mom, and you know how feisty my mom can be. And one day, I mean, we just got up and she just started doing research. Obviously, we didn't have computers. So just books, going to the library. And I did get accepted to U of A, and I was supposed to go there. Being the baby of the family, I was scared. So couple months before I was supposed to go, I said, I can't do it. I have to stay here at home. So we went and registered, and then I went to ASU. So I'm a Sun Devil. Yes, I know. It was a crazy ride, but it was well worth it. And what my counselor did, it's still inside me. It burns it's a motivator.
And to think how many other people she probably advised
and deterred them from following their dreams, which is unfortunate.
Could you kind of repeat what you do today and what has been the hardest part of your job?
I am the justice of the peace so I am a judge, justice of the peace, so pretty much for the community. It's a lower limited jurisdiction court. We deal with misdemeanors, criminal traffic, civil traffic. But I'll say the most challenging thing that we do deal with is evictions. And I believe that the sentiment is across the board with all of the other judges. It's difficult, but being a judge, we do have to follow the law. And what the lawmakers put forth, those are the laws that we have to follow. And it's unfortunate that I don't believe there aren't enough resources out there. So what I try to do in my court is provide those resources to the self-represented litigants that do come in, and people don't know it's court. They see a judge, they're getting evicted. So, I try to, I do have that compassion, and I go through my little spiel, and I let them know, I give them, call 211 or go to the friendly house, Chicanos por la Causa. There's different avenues and different resources out there that you can go to receive some type of assistance or some help. Maybe not monetarily, but they can assist you in where to go next. But it is challenging having to do that part.
Has your father given you any words of wisdom to help you day by day?
Oh, yes. There are many days I go home and I'm like, Dad, this happened today. What would you have done? And he'll go through it with me, and he'll tell me what he would have done. And I'm like, oh gosh, I get, because you're on the bench, and sometimes it's difficult to think of all these other things that are going through your head that you want to do. Or sometimes he even advised me, take a recess if you don't know. So you can gather your thoughts and then come back, but all the time. I'm glad I have my dad as a resource, especially because I call him all of the time about different things in different cases.
As we close our show today, we were talking off camera. A lot of people, you said a lot of people will come up to you and they'll say, "What are you?" Could you talk briefly about that?
Yes, of course.
And how has that helped you in your courts?
Growing up, everybody that I've ever met, that I've come in contact with, has always said, "What are you?" And I always thought it was a weird question, like, what am I? But I challenged them, like, so what do you think I am? Because I was always so curious as to what they thought I was. So I was going to put them up to the test first. You tell me what you think I am. But I am Puerto Rican and Mexican, my dad's side. My dad's father is from Puerto Rico. My nana, eighth generation. I am eighth generation Arizonan, sixth Phoenician on her side. And then my nana Mabel, who recently had her 103rd birthday, she is Spanish from New Mexico. And then my Tata Roman, my mother's father, he was from the Philippines. So Filipino, Puerto Rican, Mexican, and Spanish.
So
It's a big, yes, and it does help. As I stated, you said that we talked off camera or spoke off camera about this, but just people in the court, it's difficult coming into court because you think you're going to be in trouble when the judge is up there, and I think it helps alleviate seeing someone like you up there and someone who is compassionate and empathetic to what they're going through. So that's what I try to put out there. I try to calm, people down. Like, it's okay, it's okay. Everybody makes mistakes, but and it's amazing because you're up there, and yes, people make mistakes, but you can give them advice. Another thing I stated before is I love, talking to kids and speaking to children, and having them see someone like them, and knowing that being a judge, a Latina woman or Asian, Filipino woman, a judge is possible. Anything is possible. Just don't listen to your counselor.
Well, hopefully they'll open up a history book and they will see you in it.
Yes,
I want to thank
hopefully.
you for being a part of our show today, and hopefully you'll come back again and visit us. But thank you, not Judge Judy, but Judge Jen. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
It was our pleasure.
Thank you.
Well, this is Irma from Arizona Barrio Stories, Latino USA TV. I hope you have downloaded our app. Our app is waiting for you to download it, Latino USA, and you can catch some of our previous shows. But as usual, there's a story out there with your name on it. Don't let anybody tell your story. Your story is waiting for you to tell it. And as usual, I will see you soon.